India has land borders with 6 nations, 4,096.7 kilometers with Bangladesh, 3,488 kilometers with China, 3,323 kilometers with Pakistan, 1,750 kilometers with Nepal, 699 kilometers with Bhutan, and a 1,643 kilometer border with Myanmar. Out of these, India has fenced 2 borders. 2,041 kilometers of the Indo-Pakistan border has been fenced, and so is a 3,144 kilometer stretch of the Indo-Bangladesh border. Now India moves to create a fence along the Indo-Myanmar border. In a recent speech, Home Minister Amit Shah announced the government's decision to fence a 300-kilometer stretch of the Indo-Myanmar border. The free movement regime, which allows people on both sides of the border to travel up to 16 kilometers into each other's territory without a visa, will also be discontinued. This move is significant in light of the security challenges and recent developments along the Indo-Myanmar border. So why is India building a border fence with Myanmar? The statement comes after reports of nearly 300 soldiers of the Myanmar National Army crossing over into India to escape armed conflict in Myanmar. The soldiers were given shelter by the Indian paramilitary forces and have now been repatriated to Myanmar. The total number of soldiers who fled Myanmar and reached India since November 13 was reported to be 636. This is in addition to an estimated 60,000 Myanmar refugees who have sought asylum in India. The free movement regime has also come under criticism due to allegations of large-scale smuggling of humans, narcotics, weapons and ammunition along the porous border. Now much of the proposed fence will come up on the Indo-Myanmar border in Manipur. Home Minister Amit Shah's recent statement was not the first time the idea of the border fence came up. The Ministry of Home Affairs, in its 2022-2023 annual report, had introduced a plan to build a 100-kilometer smart fencing system in Myanmar. As part of this plan, a contract for building the fence for a length of 10.023 kilometers at Moreh had been handed over to the Border Roads Organization. There was also an order for an additional 80-kilometer stretch. The project is likely to face serious challenges on several fronts. To begin with, the biggest problem will be the harsh terrain and general topography in the region. The Indo-Myanmar border is characterized by high mountains, deep river channels, and dense forests, posing difficulties for the construction and transportation and communication infrastructure. This situation is only made worse by the weather. Cold winters and long rainy seasons with heavy rainfall will pose difficulties for the construction of the fence. Another area of concern is opposition from the ethnic tribes living in the region. The Kukis of Manipur are the cousins of the Chinzo tribe of northern Myanmar. People on both sides of the border share deep cultural, historical, economical, linguistic and familial bonds. The Home Minister's statement has drawn sharp criticisms from Kukis on both sides of the border. The Chief Minister of Mizoram, though, has accepted the centre's decision. At a time when Myanmar appears to devolve into chaos and conflict threatens to spill over into an already restive Manipur, the fence along the Indo-Myanmar border reflects a strategic response to address security challenges, ethnic conflicts, and illicit activities that presently afflict the region.